So if anything, like I was talking to Pooja, like how did it compare to other classes you may have gone to in the past? Like we're trying to learn from it. So we'll just open it up for general inputs and feedback. And then after that, definitely we want to see what you've been up to.
So I personally think that, and that the two sessions that I attended were very, very concise in terms of the content that you guys shared and the way you delivered everything. And so to me, I think I benefited most from agent building and creating apps and just kind of collaborating with like-minded people and understanding how people are going to use all of that knowledge in the future or are using it. So overall, I think it was very well designed and planned. Also comparing it with some of the workshops that I've seen in my company where not too much demonstration was done in terms of the training. So I think this was really useful, taking us through how to do that, and then also sharing some of those remixes and those set of instructions on how to kind of go about things, which was very, very helpful. So from my perspective, I think this was great.
Have you been
Is it-
able to use it, not necessarily build anything, but just from a thought process, meetings that you may have been before and after, like how is it helping you shift some of the way you think?
So, it was for me, like I lead these innovation sessions at my workplace. So it's definitely given me a lot of ideas in terms of how I should plan my next sessions, because after two sessions, I was kind of struggling a little bit to figure out like how should I plan my content and things like that. But this has given me a lot of ideas.
Okay, good. Sounds good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, we'll probably go into specifically anything you've done or something in a minute. Amir, you want to go next?
Yeah, she and Swati, I think, yeah, so for the rest of folks, actually, I think we didn't see you all. So we had an in-person session in Tech at Alfreda, I think 2 weeks back. So Shikha and both attended that. And I think the key takeout for me, Shikha will talk about her, is that I've been working for preparing of the program manager roles, right? So I'm giving a lot of interviews. So one thing definitely I got to expose to chat gpt audio option, right? So I started doing it, and sometimes even though I work for bank and they don't allow me to use anything but the copilot, but sometimes what I do is that it's like a quick thing. So there's a screen sharing thing I started thanks to Swati, that I put my chat gpt, of course I'm paying $20, so it enabled me to share my screen basically, right? So if I'm going for like an important meeting, like stakeholder meeting, all the top bosses are coming, I sometimes take do the same sharing screen. It does not have any, of course, confidential information, but it's like a meeting high level inputs, right? And then I ask her, so I use a lot of audio components now, like she is just talking all the time with chat, right? So it's very interactive and it takes 5 minutes. So I will get the key points which I need to emphasize for my these high stake meetings, right? So that's definitely a plus for me, even though I cannot transfer the data and analyze and put all my analysis back into my bank's computer. So I cannot show the data, but I get the directions basically where I use it all the time now. Number two, of course, thanks for letting me know the perplexity. I got the the Comet browser, right? And that's helping me out. It's become just doing like small small projects. For example, it did create the agents on the hindsight, so I don't have to actually create the agents now. That's the best part. So I'm just doing like small projects. For example, I've been just working on enhanced Power BI reporting. So it gave me tools and all that. So that's what I've used. We are going to a vacation, so I asked her about give me specifics about day to day for example, our trip coming up for Portland and Seattle. And fun thing is that I was stalling in the Walmart 2 days back, and I asked chat, "Hey, tell me what is rollback." So I was just talking to her, and my wife was like, "Hey, people are looking." I said, "That's okay. We will be soon talking to AI all the time." So it's not a very loud or something, but it's like okay. So I know what is rollback. I was not typing. I was just asking her, and she explained me what is rollback means for the products in Walmart. So it's kind of more. I'm using the audio option, and that's kind of helping me out. I think last 2 weeks the things have changed. Key points, more awareness for both of us. asking more questions about stocks and a lot of things there. So it's really helping us out. And best part is that she or no, I don't know what's the gender of chat, but he or she knows that what I've been talking about. So she or he gives very specific examples, and that's navigating us. We still have to explore more creating those agentic AI.
Jeremy, you want to go next?
Yeah. So first of all, great course. I think the hardest part for me was just the rapid ideas that were running through my head as you guys were sharing so many different options. And so for me personally, it was hard to keep up with you guys because of that. It wasn't because you were doing it too fast. It's just because the rapid ideas were just coming. And so with that being said, the amount of applications since we had the last class is crazy to me. So I have a customer that's in the Quad Cities in Iowa. I have a customer that's in Alpharetta. I don't know if I'm saying that. I didn't even know you guys were from there until a few weeks ago. And then one that's in San Antonio, and stuff that you've provided me has all affected them. So I just did a presentation this morning for one of the owner of this large practice in San Antonio, and I had provided him a podcast that was based off of my 2-day visit with them a week and a half ago, and it was my presentation that I had done, which AI helped me create so much faster. So within minutes instead of days, I was able to sum up everything that happened in 2 days, and then give the SWOT analysis, the roadmap, and then also provide solutions, a chatbot solution for their front office staff and their own GPT for their front office staff that takes all their documentation and reduces their training time from 6 months down to they can start somebody today, and they can be getting the right answers to tell the patients just by chatting with the GPT tool that I created. And so literally I didn't even know how to create a GPT tool before I talked to you. And that night I couldn't go to sleep because I was doing that. And it didn't take me all that long. I was up all night, but I wasn't but in what would have taken months before, it literally takes minutes. It's crazy. So anyway, that's
good. I mean, that's really good to hear. So practical applications beyond the personal use to use it at work and, see it benefit. Really what I'm gaining out of this is you've used the custom GPT, you've used Notebook LM for the podcast, and I think even the other day you talked about creating Gamma slides for being able to present back.
And the voice code for brainstorming. So Jeremy, you're already becoming a power user.
Yeah, the voice is the key, right? So instead of writing down the notes or typing them up, why am I doing this? Like Swati said to do this. So I did that, and I just talked with it, did some brainstorming too. It was so great.
Appreciate it. So I think other thing, if you guys have not tried the GPT's Canvas mode, especially it is available on the client, where what happens is it'll open up in a canvas. And then Jeremy, like to your point, you can talk to it and come back home. And this is what I do. And I open up the canvas on the left and I'll be typing, and the Word document will keep on changing on the fly, right? So you can actually see things change, words change. I mean, as you go, so the canvas mode is pretty powerful. So maybe we'll segue to you. Why don't you share your experiences with AI?
Sure. Yeah. I'm going to, first of all, everything Pooja said, +1, a great class. I loved how you organized the tools. You picked different tools in different categories. For me, I was coming in pretty basic. So Jeremy, I was probably more uneducated than you say you claim to be. So like I said, I'm in job search mode. So I'm not in an environment right now where tools are being thrown at me or being asked. So I have to kind of take the initiative to do things. So I think the workshop was really helpful to understand what's out there. And I also liked, though you picked certain tools, you always still provided your experience with similar tools. Like when you did Lovable, you said, hey, here's my experience with Replit, etc. I've been using Perplexity a little bit more. I'm still mainly in ChatGPT. Like I said, I used the voice mode, so I knew about that, but still got a lot of good nuggets. For example, the projects tree, we talked about that during the class, and so that introduction was helpful because I think I did actually finally believe it or not, run out of memory in one of my chats. That's how much I'm practicing.
And now
So-
why that happens.
Yes, exactly. Now I understand why. I need to play around a little bit more with Gamma, but do definitely appreciate what that does. At the end of the day, it's like everything else. It gets us further along in the process. Yes, my deck is not perfect where I want it to be for my purposes, but it's at a point where I could give it to a trained instructional designer and refine it, where it would have taken me days. So at the end of the day, definitely does all the things the other tools do with productivity, et cetera. But you need the human for the right prompt in the beginning and a human at the end to refine it is kind of how I'm describing a lot of the tools or my experiences. So the human is still needed. There was something that Jeremy said that I wanted to add. I can't remember, but bottom line is, yeah, there was definitely a lot, but it's always helpful to join. What I appreciated is it was still comfortable enough to join and get the few nuggets that based on my level. So I felt like you spoke to all levels, and if it got too high for me or too deep, it was okay. So I think overall it was excellent. I love that you're doing this, and just the presentation, everything was very easy, comfortable environment, as they always say, with safe to ask questions, stupid questions, and all of that. So really appreciated it.
All right, guys, sounds good. Well, thanks so much. We'll let you get on with your rest of the Saturday. Have a good weekend, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you very much.